the calm returns to Government Technical High School Bamenda after students went on rampage vandalizing school property. One of the students is reported to have overreacted after city crimes on the rise in Yaoundé after life was snuffed out from a residence by murderers. The ex-convicts were presented to the public by the Gendarmerie Region Command Office in Yaoundé. The 6:15 news comes up in a split second with Anchor Lady Ndi Maureen T.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 6:15 primetime newscast in the English language in Canal International. We take you to the northwest region of Cameroon where relative calm has returned to government technical school Bamenda Queen a day after students vandalized a school property over allegations that a security officer molested one of theirs. Thousands of students resumed classes this morning in spite of the incident. More on the story with our reporter Gladys Amudiba.
According to the principal, calm has returned on the campus of Government Technical High School, GTHS Nkwen, in Bamenda 3 subdivision, 24 hours after students went on rampage vandalizing school property.
The guy was not in the senses. When he went to hospital, came back, you actually saw somebody who is like a born again. He was regretting what he has seen, what the mates have done on campus, and what he was there pleading even to the gendarmes for forgiveness.
Speaking to Canal Day reporter this Friday, the school authority rejected that students, especially the young, overreacted to the incident whereby a young gendarme officer molested one of theirs, which according to a press release from the Mezam SDO came to school on Thursday morning under the influence of drugs. The principal has expressed happiness with the immediate change of the pretty young gendarmerie contingent who were on duty.
The students themselves cleaned the school for it to look as what you are seeing today. The discipline department also talked to them, and even the school prefects talked to them. You really see regrets in their faces. But the unfortunate thing is that what happened yesterday, you have this Form 1, Form 2, Form 3 who are too small. And they see it was excitement for them.
Out of the about 3,500 students duly registered with the school, about 2,500 turn out for school this Friday morning, the educationist concluded.
And we stay in the northwest region of Cameroon, precisely in Mezam, Tuba Division, where the Gendarmerie Brigade in Tuba this Friday morning, November 18, rescued a group of 14 patients on board an ambulance belonging to the Cameroon Baptist Convention Health Services. According to the driver, he was on a routine mission conveying patients from the Bingo Baptist Hospital who have descended to meet the rescue patients at the Tuba Brigade. Among the fright-looking passengers where our baby who had just undergone a surgical operation. Let's take a listen. We will come back to that in our subsequent editions of Newscasts. A gang of 3 alleged murderers were brutally squeezed life out of the young inhabitants at the Ozua neighborhood in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, taking away his motorcycle, have been apprehended by the National Gendarmerie. The ex-convicts were presented to the press this morning at the 1st Gendarmerie Legion in Yaoundé. More on the story with our reporter, Haisencha.
27-year-old young man, a security agent and a commercial motorbike rider, murdered in cold blood along the Yaoundé-Simalen motorway. And these are the supposed hardened criminals behind the cruel act. squeezing life out of him and disappearing with his motorcycle. This plank served as a killer weapon. That night of October 26th, the lifeless body dumped in a bush. When we arrived to the bush, the body was tied with his hands behind. He had long died. And this receipt facilitated the tracking of the 3 culprits by the elements of the National Gendarmerie. From the number we got in the receipt, we deployed all measures and successfully laid hands on these 3 individuals. After interrogation, they said that their lone objective was to collect this old motorbike. The heavy heart's mother, whose son is still lying in the mortuary, only has one wish. With the pain in my heart, I only look up to God and wish that justice prevail. The supposed gang of robbers and murderers, all ex-convicts.
The so-called money doublers had worked in major cities and towns across Cameroon. Many woefully fall prey to their fraudulent activities, but it is the end of the road of a group of some 4 individuals specialized in dubious activities. Their latest deal is worth over 18 million francs CFA. More on the story with our reporter, Haisincha.
Behind bars, here at the first Gendarmerie Legion, Yaoundé, are these professional fake money doublers. A jaw-broken deal involved this young lady, a cashier in a mobile money point at the Ngusu neighborhood in Yaoundé, swindling away the sum of 17,500,000 francs from her employer and stupidly giving the heavy sum out to be multiplied. He was a faithful client of the house, so that is how he proposed such a business opportunity, telling me to give 17.5 million francs for it to be multiplied by 4. That is how he convinced me, and I took my boss's money, hoping that when it is done, I will replace. That is how I was duped. And these are the black papers she got in return. Her arrest in a locality at the Mbaman Inubo division of the Central Region, where she had vanished to, facilitated the napping of the money doublers in Douala in possession of millions of fake banknotes. Our investigation led us to apprehend them with a fake sum of 32 million CFA francs. A network which is not only limited in Cameroon, but has extended to other countries like Benin, Ghana, and the Ivory Coast.
Worries over Cameroon's inflation rate, especially that of the littoral region that has reached 5%, a situation which they say could be improved if data is updated. The statisticians have urged powers that be to provide the necessary material needed to provide data that policymakers could use to effect change. More on the story with Gladys Ambu Tiba.
Littoral's current inflation rate stands at 5%, far above the CEMAC 3% threshold. The rising rates of inflation has been blamed on the COVID-19 pandemic and the current Russian-Ukrainian conflict. Disclosed during activities in Douala to mark the 32nd edition of the African Statistics Day, experts revealed only concrete data can help policymakers take good decisions to improve the current situation.
If you put the bad information in the system, you have a bad resolution.
It was revealed the agricultural sector contributes an approximate 9% to Cameroon's gross domestic product, a preoccupying rate that needs government intervention.
The local production of fish is very low, reason why there is high rate of importation. We have less than 10% fish production rate in Cameroon. At the level of the littoral region, we do weekly data collection in the markets and from experts in the different sectors. And it was only through data collection that we were able to send statistics to policy makers.
This year's edition of the African Statistics Day focuses on strengthening data systems by modernizing the production and use of agricultural statistics, informing policies with a view to improving resilience in agriculture, nutrition, and food scarcity in Africa.
A Cameroonian has joined the United Nations Appeal Tribunal after a very tight voting exercise. Justice Fombang Leslie now works to the circle of men of the integrity of the United Nations. In the following report, our reporter Kejang Henry Atembe tells us more about the man, Fombang Leslie.
Justice Fombang Leslie moves to the United Nations Appeal Tribunal. The Cameroonian is amongst the 5 judges elected to the United Nations Appeal Tribunal for a period of 8 years. Having obtained the required number of votes, the appeal court judge, who served as the pioneer Anglophone to the Court of First Instance in Bonaberi, Douala, as the Senior State Council walks to the pinnacle of fame of the United Nations Appeal Tribunal. Prior to his selection as one of the UN Appeal Court judges, Justice Fombang Leslie was the Advocate General at the Southwest Court of Appeal in Cameroon. Swinging from the bench in Cameroon to the United Nations Appeal Tribunal, the legal maverick will be tasked with handling issues relating to personnel management in the United Nations and to check excesses. The graduate from the School of Administration and Magistracy is reputed for balance in dispensing justice.
Officials in the southwest region of Cameroon on the occasion of this year's premature day are examining the situation of premature babies in that part of the country. It was revealed that tremendous results have been recorded at the neonatology units to give all premature babies a life after birth. More in the following story with our reporter Ines Ondombala.
Pediatricians in the southwest region say they will not relent effort to give every baby a chance to live. They reiterated their commitment on the occasion of this year's Prematurity Day.
Limbe and Boya have gone a long way to improve on not only the care of these little children, but the survival.
Pediatricians in the southwest region have put in much effort to improve on the care of patent babies.
I think for the past 2 or 3 years, the Ministry of Health and also some partners has done a lot to equip us with some neonatology unit. Here in Boya, we were the pioneer since 2019 that we are having the unit, and also Limbe has a pavilion reserved for preterm and low birth weight babies. So I think there are a lot of effort which has been made, and we are now able to manage those extreme premature without the need to send them out of the region.
At the neonatology unit of the Boya Regional Hospital, the representative of Southwest Governor congratulated these specialists for their daily efforts in applying the kangaroo methods.
Each baby deserves a chance to survive. So the government of Cameroon and the Ministry of Public Health are doing everything possible with their partners to ensure that these babies born before the term or full term actually have the best in life.
More infrastructures are being put in place at the neonatology units of the Boya Regional Hospitals thanks to the Ministry of Public Health.
There are plans already within the Ministry of Public Health framework to see how we could be able to expand to give more space for these cases that are referred and those that are within the vicinity. And in that light, the Minister of Public Health, through the Regional Delegation of Public Health, has taken the mandate to discuss with partners to see how this particular dream can be realized in the shortest future.
On the occasion of this year's World Prematurity Day, kangaroo babies and their parents received gifts from the Boya Regional Hospital.
And through a 150-page book titled The Ngondo Message, the Sawa community have been urged to engage in a retrospective analysis of their past as a means of better preserving their future. The writings reinstate the rituals involved in the retrievals of from below the waters of the basket containing the ancestral message to the people. More on that story with our reporter, Saleh Sherifa.
According to the customs and traditions of the Sawa people, the traditional leaders immerse a basket in the river to collect the message from the gods for the next 12 months. The message is a guidance of how the people will see their lives during the next year.
Les ancêtres nous demandent.
The ancestors are asking us to carry out a kind of meditation for ourselves, make a diagnosis, a good one for that matter, ask ourselves what has not worked for the past 12 months and how we can do so that the next 12 months will be a good one. This edition for the Ngondo is still on suspense as the calabash returns empty. The return of an empty basket is interpreted as a doom for the Sawa people, representing the anger of the gods towards the Sawa people. This silence of the gods is, however, analyzed in a 150-page book entitled Message Ngondo 2022 as a call for self-examination. According to the author, a good number of things needs to be done. We live in blended families. What is causing this? What needs to be done is to return to educational systems based on the values that are ours. There are many things to do. It was during a press conference that took place in Douala on November 17 that the mystery of the sacred basket was announced before the Sawa sons and daughters.
1-1 draw, the results of the last friendly of Cameroon against Panama today in prelude to the 22 Qatar World Cup tournament. Cameroonians in Douala still have high hopes that they will perform well in the World Cup. Stephanie Chin completes that story for us.
Cameroon have played their last preparatory match against Panama in prelude to the 2022 FIFA World